Sandy Parker, and welcome to Crafting for Almost Everyone. Today we're going to do a technique that Jennifer McGuire did a long time ago. It's called a split card design, and we'll get right into it. Hope you enjoy it. So the first thing we're going to do to make this split card is you're going to take two similar colors, and I'm using a darker turquoise and a lighter, almost a sky bluish green color. Pool color, I guess you'd call it, and those are my two for this card. I'll show you the card I just finished. That is the split card, the split design. It's got two colors and it's exactly the same design on both, and you just cut them in half and put them together. Now Jennifer McGuire did them a little bit differently than I did it, so I'm just going to walk you through the changes as I get there. But did I already tell you this? I'm using Mama Elephant water blooms. So in case you didn't see this in the Misty, I drew lines exactly around where my card will be, because you have to make sure that both of your card bases end up having their stamped images in exactly the same place, or this doesn't look good. And I'm using Hues Unicorn White ink, and then I'm also going to be using white embossing powder on it. I tried it with just the white ink and clear embossing powder, and it just wasn't white enough. It didn't make me happy. Alright, now as soon as I get it out of here, I'm going to put my embossing powder on it, because you want to make sure when you do this that your embossing powder, it doesn't have to be heated, but you want to make sure that you use your embossing powder on it while it's still wet, because if you wait and do both of them at the same time, but when the other one's done in an hour or two, then you'll waited too long to put the powder on it. So you're probably wondering about the top corner there where I don't have anything over in here. That's going to be where I put my sentiment. I'm going to let that sit over there while I do my other one. So you're just going to put it in the same place. Now you could do this with without a Misty. All you'd have to do is you would take a piece of grid paper and you'd make your lines like I did, so that your paper is in the same spot. Then you'd take a big acrylic block, put all of your images on the acrylic block, and make sure that you have marks on it that correspond with the marks on your paper, your grid paper, and you could easily do it. I know it sounds hard, but if you just took something like maybe your a good die, one of your die cutting machine plates that's clean, you could use one of those and just take a water-based marker and make the lines on that would exactly match the lines on this, and I think it would be fine. Just trying to make sure I don't screw that up. What I did with the other one is I made my sentiment completely separate from the card. Now Jennifer McGuire didn't do that. Hers was exactly, hers was embedded into the background just like everything else, and I don't know, when it cut in half, it didn't appeal to me as much as if I didn't cut it in half, so I decided not to do that. Okay, I decided I was going to put my hello on here, and it's okay if it might be a little bit off to one side, because I'm going to do it near the top. I did this one first. You can see it's near the top, and I just want to do this one. I didn't want to take everything out of the Misty because I might have to do more in there. Yeah, I know I used the world's largest acrylic block, but I didn't want to root around looking for one, because I rarely use them, so I don't have all of them that are the different sizes at my disposal, because I don't use them. Nice. I only have I don't know, that rubbing it beforehand with the cornstarch or the baby powder, I always have a lot that I have to clean off, I think. but maybe other people do too, and they just hide it. Shh, don't tell anybody. Now we're going to heat these bad boys up and see what they look like. You want to make sure you warm up your heat gun first. You just want to put it on here until it changes. But I'm going to have Rich fast forward so you don't have to watch 3 hours and 15 minutes of me heat setting these. Now, something else that Jennifer McGuire did not do that I thought might be fun to do, and that is to use some markers and to color in. I'll make sure this one's cooled down. It's cool enough. To do some coloring in there. I don't know if I want to go with this dark of colors, but so far I haven't found ones that I thought were light enough. Let me try it on a piece of scrap. That's probably a good color for this. I'm not going to do a lot. Let me see the other one too that I picked. Yeah, I could look at my book that I have these colored out and swatched in, but well, that's way too dark for this one. I'll use this one on that one then. Okay, we're rolling now. And I just thought I would just kind of color in some of these lines. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how simple these cards are to make. First thing we're going to do is we're going to fold our two bases. These are 8.5 inches long by 5.5 inches across, and they're made out of Recollection's 110-pound heavyweight cardstock. And it always works better if you can use your bone folder, but you know how I never can find mine. I had it out here a second ago too. I'm just going to use this instead. Here's what you do. In order to make this work right, you put them exactly the same like this and you hold them together. Now mine are 4 inches tall. So I'm going to put them in the 2-inch mark on my trimmer because I want mine exactly in half. I'm going to hold them together and make sure that neither one of them move. And do that. Just make sure they come apart, and they did. Whew! Lucky break, because you know that could have gone badly. And I'm going to use some of my new glue dots, and this is super strength. And I'm going to take one of these. I'll take one top in one color and one bottom in the other color. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to put your adhesive on, and then you're going to lay it near the top where you would normally put it in place, and then lay it down. Okay? Then you're going to take the matching, well, the opposite color, and you're going to put tape runner on it, and we're going to, this is kind of the hardest part I found when I did the last time, because you kind of have to work at it. Okay. It probably will just go in exactly. Oops, oh, almost put that on upside down. Wouldn't that have been fun? Okay, you're going to line it up, and remember that leaf is kind of the problem there. We've got to make sure that leaf is centered. And you got to push them tight together so that you don't have white coming through. And then that's how you do it. Now I'm going to put a sentiment or something right there to make my card more cohesive. But that's how it works for right now. We're going to do the other one. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is take some wet glue, and I'm just going to put it underneath just to make sure. I'm going to put a little bit on my micro brush, like that much, and then I'm just going to push that underneath there, just so we can be sure that our ribbon's going to stay under there. Then I'm going to run a fine little line of glue right on that line. I made a little rhyme. Then I'm going to pick up that edge if I can. Easy enough. Put another dot of glue under there. Okay. This is something that I think makes a big difference when you're working on cards, and it's diamond glaze. You can get a lot of different brands. This is made by Judykins, but what it does, and it's going to be hard for me to hold this in place and show you this, but what it does is it puts down a layer of shine that's three-dimensional, and when I put it on in little blobs, and then I go back in and fix it so that I like the looks of it. Now I'm going to show you how I do it. I don't know if you can see the little blobs on there. Take one of my little brushes and I just move it around. It's so that if you have a thinner area of that you have to cover, you don't have to worry about it going everywhere and you having a big mess. That's why I do it this way. It's easier for me to control it, and I feel a lot more confident when I use it. And when I'm holding a bottle that big and squeezing it, it's not the easiest thing for me to control. So this is my alternative to trying to hold it and squeeze a little stream out. And then if I need more, I can always just add it. Okay, so that's those for right now, and I'll come back when they're all dry and we'll look at them again. So before I show you the cards, I wanted to make sure I went over the stamp sets we used, and the ones I used on the first card were, upside down, AlteNew's Bamboo Roses and Impression Obsession Wishes. It comes with the die. And then in the second card I use Mama Elephant Water Blooms and Hero Arts Hello, and that also includes the die. I didn't use the die. So you've already seen the wishes once, and here is our end result for our Hello cards. I think they came out really cute. And I don't know if you can really see that diamond glaze on them, but I think it does make a big difference in the shine and the 3D look to them. And I used it on the wishes part of this one, if you can see that. Same with on that one. And now what I thought I would do is just quickly make stamp some envelopes to match them. I found these in the drawer, and they kind of match this, kind of like a really big reach, but we're going to say they match enough that we can play with them. And I'm going to use Taken with Teal. It's a Stampin' Up! Ink, and I'm going to use, for this one, I'm going to use this, it's a Brambly Rose. It's the large Brambly Rose stamp from Peg Stamps. And then I'm going to use this fleur-de-lis leaf, and it looks like that. And I'm using Always Artichoke ink, and I'm going to put that right up to the side of my Brambly Rose, like that. I'm going to do the backs too. I hope that you've submitted your favorite paper crafting project for the contest. It's not really a contest, it's a drawing, so that you can win the Easter basket that's full of all kinds of Easter goodies. Not Easter goodies, I'm making that up, craft goodies. And on this card I'm going to use, I'm not sure the name of this, I think it's a hibiscus, but I could be making it up. And I'm just going to do another single flower in the center, making that in green. And then I'm going to use the same fleur-de-lis leaves. Oops, I forgot to do the front. Oh, we'll go back and do that in a second. So I hope you enjoyed these and that you will give them a try. They're lots of fun and very easy to make. That you'll give them a thumbs up and subscribe. Please tell your friends about me on social media because you know I love that. And thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.